so next up we're going to be looking at Leggasiini. We have 2 sets from him. I think the one that he wanted me to look at more was this one. Oh, it was the Banjo one. Let's see. Yeah, so we're going to be looking at 2. This first one I think is going to be a best of 3 with the Cloud, and the next one is going to be a Banjo Pit one. So I think that's the one that he lost. The cool thing is like the Pit one I did get to play a decent amount, so I at least have like some things to talk about with that one. Cloud one I haven't played as much, but that one's like relatively straightforward. So since we don't want spa music just to be there, we're going to just play some more training mode music. And Leggasiini, as I mentioned before, I'll try to see what I can do when I'm there. Yeah, Leggasiini, one of the best King K rules out there. He's from Finland. He definitely has the most results over there from what I know, but there's another one. I think it's Masku is the other one that's there. But Lega's the only one that I've watched so far. But really, really good K rule. Knows what he's doing. Unfortunately, hasn't been able to travel much outside of Finland. But yeah, let's see what he does. I'm always down to see good King K rule play, especially after the buffs, because it's really funny. It's Maxu. Thanks. Good call outs right there. So there's kind of 2 ways that you can play the landing game here. Oh man, I wish that he was just like ready for like the counter, or if he had the hitbox ready for the limit cross slash. That's good that he stopped that, because I don't think he would be able to vacuum Cloud in that state. Oh, he waited way too long. Yeah, I was about to say, that Cloud's about to get back there and just die. That's really good. That's really bad. That's really bad. So something that I'm noticing that Lega is not taking advantage of is he's not being proactive in trying to cover the landings with his projectiles. And I think that's one thing he can incorporate a little bit more. So I'm pretty sure it's going to come up again. I'll point it out when I see it. Oh, so that one he could have actually gotten a really free blunderbuss reshoot. Probably could have caught his jump too. Ooh, really good catch there. Risky though. Oh, this is not good. That was really good spacing coming from, I guess, Ramu over there. Otherwise, like, that there should have just obliterated him. Oh, good catch there. See, that's one thing about King K rules up there is, like, I don't think there's, like, any character that can actually beat it out. Like, you just kind of have to take it or air dodge it. Otherwise, it's not going to be good. Interesting. So he didn't go. That was actually really smart. Because I don't know if it's like maybe because of rage. If he DIs out forward throw, I think with this much rage, it may not true combo into dash attack there. Because like I definitely know like when I have rage and if I do forward throw at like 10%, if I'm fighting Banjo, I know it won't true combo into him if he DIs out. So that actually might be the better option to go for. Yeah, at that point, that was kind of a throw there. God, let's see it. Let me see if I can get proper spacing on this. Okay, there we go. So let's talk about this whole little sequence right here. So forward throw. So we have that covered. Wait, what? I feel like I skipped some frames. There we go. Okay. So yeah, jabs. There we go. That was a really good sequence. Yeah, so once he did that, like, limit, the cross slash right there, he actually could have, like, full hopped forward aired. And that basically would have just, like, he would have beat out any option that Cloud would have gone for in that moment. Because he should have been able to catch him before he did a different action. And if Cloud did decide to go for a air dodge, what he could do there is fast fall land, and then he could go for counter. And most likely would catch the climb hazard. Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't really decide to control center there to get the easier ledge trap. And then as it's... Oh, that's good to know. I didn't realize that it didn't catch you there. So I guess you could just ledge hang against it. Also, pro tip, if he does go for the final hit of cross slash, you can hold shield, and then like right before the final hit comes out, you can let go and parry it, and then you can punish it with a frame 12 option. Yeah, that's it. He knew it was game over at that point. But yeah, let me pull this up real quick. Oh, actually, you can use a frame 17 option. So here we go. So like, that's a true combo right there. So you can even like parry in the middle of it and grab him too. So as a K-roll player, if you can get the timings down for that, like just having access to grab, that means you should be able to kill them at like 120 at the ledge. And then if you have your back turned to them, you'd probably kill Cloud at like 80%, just because his recovery's so bad. So definitely get to learning that against Cloud, and he becomes a much worse character. Just imagine that. Like, if I go for limit cross slash, I get punished. That's gotta be like the worst feeling in the world. That was a really good bait there from Lego. That was a really good timing mix-up too. And remember, it's when he's doing the third attack, that's when you can parry it. So it's like you can get a guaranteed confirmation on how you can parry it. So unfortunately he didn't get the dash attack in, but he's definitely going for that. Oh, he wanted something fancy off that. Yeah, right now he's just like, Lega's going for like the hard reads mentality. He's just kind of charging him, and he's just hoping he guesses right. So it's like, if you feel like you're an aggro player and you play better that way, it's not necessarily bad, but I wouldn't call it optimal. Because he decided to go for like so many hard commitments there, he was just, as long as his Cloud player played safe, he didn't have anything to worry about. A couple of times that Lega could have thrown a dash attack and gotten the punish, but unfortunately he just didn't go for it. Yeah. Because like that's kind of the issue that Lega has right now. Is that Lega is not going for actual setups. He's just trying to call out what he's going to do next. And if you're going for that, you're going to have a very hard time the later that you get in bracket. You were sent to... So unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to throw in another set here. I think I am going to be busy for the night. But we'll see how quickly we get through everything. Their dash attack. No, you don't have to do that jump. All you have to do is just hit Nair, and he's dead. There is nothing that Cloud could do. He gets sent under the stage, he's dead. If he gets sent away, he's dead. Oh, wow. I was not expecting that to happen. Yeah, shield health is always really important to remember, just because it's so easy for Roll to break it. And if they're at 50-60%, they should realistically be dead. That was such a good ledge trap. That was a really good tech trap right there. I didn't mean to say ledge trap. Yeah. Fortunately, we're a little bit too fat, so that's going to catch. Good trap. Oh, wow. I thought he could make that. So I'm just guessing that Lega just won that one outright. Let me see. 48.57. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, for heavies, it's not necessarily a bad mentality to have. But the thing is, like, your guesses need to be good. These haven't been good. It's just that the Cloud has been in all these positions where he wasn't able to kill K-Roll. So the risk reward is sort of in his favor in that case. Oh, he wanted to kill him at 0. That's cheeky. Ah, yeah. He had the right idea of trying to cover the text with that fair, but he was way too late on that. He had to be there yesterday. So something that I noticed Lega doesn't do is, like, he doesn't try to go for, like, the zoo setup. Where it's like you throw crown and then you do the full hop cannonball. Because that would essentially cut off every approach option that Cloud would have. Oh, I hate that. That is, like, that's the biggest, like, tease that you could ever get as K-Rool. Is like, you're about to get the crown combo and then crown stops you. I hate that. Good call outs there. That was a really good crown toss there to avoid the cannonball. Yeah, it's like, I think he's just, like, with me, I don't even think at all. Like, I just do, like, short hop nair, and then I just make sure I drift in the area that climb hazard needs to be. That was a really good air dodge. That was a really sneaky hit, too. Also, something that Lega needs to do is, like, he just needs to throw out a counter at the ledge over there. Just because, like, this Cloud's been going for dash attack at ledge a lot, so that'd be relatively easy to catch. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, if you're making wrong reads, but you want to keep playing reads, you just need to change up your reads. That's kind of what it comes down to. Yeah, smart move right there. Good thing that he didn't try to press a combo off of that because he had nothing true. That was a really good up air. I didn't even think he had enough time to squeeze that in. Oh, he got hit by the crown too. That's rough. Down throw, up smash. No, going for up air. Okay, that's a safer option. Good catch. Because, like, he basically had Cloud sandwiched between the crown and up air, so there wasn't really anywhere he could go. Yeah, Lega, you're doing that a lot. Like, you're doing double jump to ledge quite a bit, so it's really easy for Cloud to just call that out. So you need to make sure you're just going straight to ledge. Don't avoid it. That was a little rough there. That's rough. Yeah, no, he's got a really good up air game, but, like, neutral and recovery. His recovery's been really bad, actually. Yeah, just a little bit too antsy with that cannonball, but so he can't do anything about it. I like the cross up nair there. Because especially with that move, it's like it's going to be harder for Cloud to actually challenge you. Down throw. Interesting. So keep in mind how long he's holding the limit, because, like, after limit's done, he's basically immediately throwing Blade Beam. And as long as you're keeping that in mind, you can just throw out a counter and just beat it. Ah. At least had the right idea. It's just you weren't watching the DI. Ooh, that's rough. I didn't even realize that you were on your last stock. Yeah. Let's see. So I guess we got like one more game left. Oof. But yeah, it's like I want to see Lega like actually apply like more neutral with his projectiles. I don't think there's enough of it. I don't feel like we're seeing much spacing coming from Fair. I feel like if we're doing anything on shield, it's cross up nair most of the time. And I just feel like there's a lot more paths you could take. See, that's really good right there. So I don't like Dare there because like Dare is just like, if you land it, you kill him, but you have a much higher chance of missing. Or if you just go off stage and Nair, he's just dead. That's why like Nair always should be your go-to option. Now that's not how you do the Nair though. Like you have to wait and then like jump and then like fast fall with it. I was gonna say, you just need to wait for the limit because like he's probably gonna blade beam if you played it really safe. That would have been really easy damage for you. Okay, try and go for the mix-ups on shield. There we go. Good patience on that. Yeah, so he just missed his buffer barely on that dash attack, but otherwise it should have worked. Yeah, keep in mind that you can actually like toss Crown like way more preemptively against like those limit cross slashes. Really good bait right there. I was gonna say, there's gonna be a blade beam coming at some point. Ooh, really good catch right there. So I love Rage Rule. Rage Rule cheeses so many different things. Dash. Ooh, yeah. Try to catch him out, but like the drift back was really good from the cloud there. Had the right idea of controlling stage though. That I like. Okay, forward. Oh, back. Up throw. Okay. I feel like back throw would have been better because he would have just burned his limit immediately. Okay, so at that angle that he was at, you want to drop down as you're shooting it, so then that way you cut off and you force him to jump or air dodge. So make sure you always keep in mind exactly where the angle of the of his knockback is, so that way you know exactly where to position your cannonball. Remember, if he's coming down with a climb hazard, just counter and it'll beat it. He'll be dead. There we go. Oh, look at that. It was so disjointed on that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful on that. Yeah, good stuff. That's basically how you do the cloud stuff. You played that one really unsafe. So that's the one thing I have to comment. And I don't really see like a lot of projectiles and neutral, at least to like to cut off more options from cloud to help you approach. You're just kind of going in by yourself when he's camping you out and giving you the time to do it. So I'd say look into at least setting up a blunderbuss so you're not like using crown in areas that you don't want it, so you can save crown for the areas that you want to use it. And then watch how you recover. You're always doing a double jump back, and that's really bad. Like Cloud can kill you off of that so easily, but he wasn't even going for like the down air or fair spike attempts. So you need to mix up with that. So let's get to the next game though. There we go. Perfect. I just realized that. Just turn off. Okay, so Banjo rule, this is not a bad matchup. It's just one that you have to learn. So what you need to do is like you just need to make sure you like kind of sit back and camp. Know that crown is always going to be your answer to eggs. Like that rule kind of never changes. And there's some interesting ways that you can use blunderbuss. If you see a grenade coming down, you can put blunderbuss in his trajectory. And if it hits the cannonball up high, when the cannonball is falling down, it actually will be an active hitbox, so you can stop Banjo from approaching you with that. So I'll definitely look through this, and I'll tell you what I see that you could be doing better and what things that you aren't doing. I was lucky enough to play this a lot with Owl, so I kind of figured out a lot of different things. Yeah, if you grab there. So this right here, like grenade next to the ledge, if you camp right next to it, a lot of Banjos will like to just do grenade right there to help themselves recover. So just be ready with a counter, and you'll automatically counter that, and they'll kind of lose confidence in doing that, and then his ledge get up options become terrible. No, we're still going over Lega. Yeah, so whenever you see the Breagle Blaster come out, just be ready to throw your crown out. Ah, you got psyched out. Yeah, so in that case, you actually had a very clear downer right there. Good. That was a really, really good recovery. Remember, you can just counter the grenades. Yeah. On this stage, remember that you can, you do have a really good, you have a really good, like, magnet hands here, so it's better to go under Smashville in this case. Remember, yeah, you want to use counter. Use counter. Please, for the love of God, use counter there. And the reason why you need to use counter instead of something like dash attack is if he's doing it from that high, it's going to just hit you instead of your armor. If he's doing grenade from ledge, then dash attack's fine, but counter's just much easier. Also remember, Crown does tank the grenade, so you can use that to get around grenade as well. It's no longer a pre-patch rule. Oh yeah, that was a good trade on his part. Also, yeah, if you know how to pick up items and use it against him, definitely use that. Ooh, not sure what that reverse blunderbuss was. That was so scary. He almost decked you. So you do have to be a little bit careful with Crown, but like if he ever presses like the Breagle Blaster, like that is a free Crown. Like he doesn't have enough time to cancel it into Wonder Wing to punish you. Oh, you got lucky with that one. Oh, he's about to say, oh, he didn't Wonder Wing you? I thought I was going to go for that. Okay, good text there. Yeah, just keep going for it. Oh, wow. He called you out really nicely. Good tech. Yeah, throw out an air. Yeah, so honestly, whenever you throw out Blunderbuss, just keep holding the grab. Just throw out the vacuum because that will always counter that. Just don't risk it. Just hold the grab. The grab's always going to be what you want out of it. No, it reflects it as a projectile, so it gets thrown back at him, plus you get the hitbox. So you get double the damage off of it. Yeah, well, first your thing will be after this. But yeah, no, like that was just that was a lot of really, really bad judgment calls, and that Banjo player made a lot of good reads on you too. It was a combination of both. So let's see. The other thing too, I recommend not going to Smashville, if anything, just because you need a little bit more time to set up than he does. And by having shorter side blast zones, that helps you out. So Town and City is actually really good for you on this stage against Banjo. And the more time that Banjo has to recover, like on something like Battlefield, the easier it is for him to return. So Pokemon Stadium is really good. Town City's really good. Then after that, I would say FD isn't bad, but like I wouldn't say it's amazing either. But I would say probably like those are the 3 that you probably want to do. And then Callus wouldn't be too bad either. Because your survivability is going to super outlast the Banjo's. So some things about Banjo, at least how safe he is on shield. Banjo's Fair is actually really safe. So that one you got to be a little bit careful with. Back air, not even remotely safe. I don't even know how that thing true combos into stuff. It's weird. So he hasn't really been doing tilts to you, but F tilt, if he spaces it, don't punish it. But if he doesn't, obviously, go ahead and grab him. Down tilt, you can just grab that, so you don't really have to worry about that. Dash attack, you can just grab. I don't think he can cross up roll either. And then, so neutral air is like negative 13 or 14, so this is very easy to punish. Forward air is negative 6, so don't grab that one. He's just going to probably go for a grab or attack. So 50-50 if you want to spot dodge, jump, or roll. So figure it out what you want to do after that. Back air, as you can see, negative 15, negative 16. Terrible on shield. Up air, you kind of need to be careful about the shield poking you. But outside of that, not really too much of an issue. And down air, obviously not safe. Negative 23, so don't even worry about that one. Yeah, the blunderbuss sucks really good. I thought he missed him for a second. Interesting. Like I didn't even go for like an up tilt or something. That was so risky. Always be ready for the jank. Always be ready for the jank. Just like wait and then just be ready to air dodge or hit counter. But in this case, just do air dodge. Oh, he got lucky. That grenade set him in the correct direction. Also, because you have a wind box on the vacuum, it will pull grenades to you. More often than not, it's going to blow you up. And also, like, he's not good at being cracked, but this Banjo's kind of cracked. Like, he throws out Wonder Wing pretty liberally in a lot of just situations that aren't good. Like that. Like, that was one of the worst Wonder Wings I've ever seen, but he's going to go for it. So I'd say play against him like he's a cracked one. Not a bad call out, but he's paced really nicely. Like, please, like, all you need to do is hit counter. Hit down B. The second that thing touches you, just blast this entire zone. And the only way he's even remotely safe is if he goes to ledge. Other than that, he's dead, because his double jumps do not go high enough to get around it. Make sure you DI that out, because he's just normally going to combo to that up tilt then up airs. And real quickly, I just need to make sure this is going to... Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's just kind of a hard one to get out of at that point. There's a decent item play there, but again, you want to control stage against Banjo. Okay, yeah, good damage there. There we go. Again, just assume that's going to be his get-up option, is just jump off, jump, grenade. They do it all the time. A counter will literally just take care of that. If he does down air and if you're grabbing ledge during invincibility, drop down up air. It'll kill him. Down air is just too laggy. And if you're at 120, just be ready for cracked. Don't play like he's going cracked. So you don't use projectiles unless definitively he has no way to hit you. Like, it should be auto response to eggs. Should be your default for crown. Yeah, unfortunately, that's something that he can do. So, kind of better to throw out like a jump in those instances, just because roll's going to lock you to an animation. So that'll probably keep you safest. But there's no real guarantee. He can call out every option that you have off of that. Vulnerable Sucka is very nice. Oh, good loot. As I say, he's gonna crack. He's going to do it. Could have air dodged that one. That's a hard match to do. Yeah, so unfortunately, you actually could have turned it around him completely, because like the Wonder Wing that he went for at the end there was actually like super telegraphed. Like, there's no way that there's not a single universe he wasn't gonna Wonder Wing there. You just had to be ready for it. That's kind of one of the biggest things that I see right now is that you're not ready to just say, oh, he's gonna Wonder Wing me. And if you just tell yourself that, there's going to be a lot more opportunities that you're going to find where he's going to do that. And you need to make sure you're throwing up that counter right as he's trying to do the ledge things as well. Because if you do that, he's going to have a much harder time getting up from ledge. Not to mention, if you sit back away from the ledge, you can also just crown right through that as well. So like the pressure's even faker than that. And I think that's kind of an issue had against his Banjo in particular, is that you try to approach him too much. And it's better to react to what he's doing versus just like trying to force situations. Forcing situations against Banjo, I think, is a losing battle for K. Rool. Whereas when Banjo's trying to play his normal neutral, K. Rool can at least like invalidate his eggs if he's going to try to go for those. So that's kind of what you want to play around before you decide to go in. Just invalidate what he wants to do normally. And then it's going to be much harder for him versus just playing his game. Because right now what you're doing, because you're not disrupting the eggs, you're not disrupting the grenades at all. In fact, his grenades are going way too free. You're playing Banjo's game as K. Rool, and that's a terrible game for him. If you stop Banjo's game from working against K. Rool, then he's just going to have to play a much different game, and you're going to find a lot more openings against him. Not to say that it's not easy enough for him to fight it, but you can make it way more difficult. That was a good spike read. Remember, Pit's hitbox sucks. You can just up air through it every single time. Yeah, real quick. Pit K. Rool, very straightforward. You just kind of look at Pit like... I want to say like easier Mario, just because he's just an all-arounder character, and that's what Mario is. Just like that without the jank. The only thing that he can do is he's got really good edge guarding, but other than that, yeah, Pit's not killing you. He could jank you out with that, though. That's the first time he's actually decided to mash out of down throw really early. A little late on that. Oh, that was a back throw. No, he was dead. At least he got him there. That's all that matters. Oh, that pick got so unlucky right there. Yeah, against like Pit, he's one of those characters that it's good to mash Nair against, just because he has so many multi-hit moves. Your armor's not really going to get like any damage to it at all. Had the right idea, just unfortunately didn't get the dash grab. Yeah, you don't want to be above. You don't want to be above Pit. Pit's juggling game is so good, especially against Rool. I do think like off of that propeller pack, you could have true comboed that into up air. Whew, that was scary. He might have gotten the kill on you there if he did it correctly. Because up air is pretty strong now. That was so nice. I didn't realize you could platform cancel that. Yeah, you just gotta... Yeah, you're just gonna die there at that point. Good mix-ups there. That's really good. He actually could have probably like nair trained you off stage and killed you, but he didn't hard commit to it. Remember, if you do damage to the orbiters, you can break them. So just like ferret, and he won't be able to punish you anyways. So don't be scared of pressuring orbiters at all. I'm surprised that your belly armor didn't go through that. Poor Pit. He didn't realize the extent of his powers. But again, like, you're kind of running into the same issue again here. You're just forcing situations nonstop. And especially against this Pit player, you didn't really need to do it. The one thing I could say for sure where forcing a situation is good is against the orbiters. Just, like, keep pressuring that with fair and you're fine. Once again, you didn't try to change up the stage that you're going to. I very much wish you didn't go back to this stage. I want you to go to the larger stages. You should find you'll have a much easier time there. Because over here, it's much easier for Banjo to overwhelm you, and you just can't get out of it. Ooh. Yeah, so like that's one thing that Banjo can do. So I liked what you were starting there at first, but you weren't ready to cover the jump. So that was one thing that you had to do right there. See, like that's when you throw out your projectiles. That's how you do this. When you see it come out, you toss it out, and then you put yourself in an area where you could automatically like respond to a Wonder Wing or any other punish that he might go for. Always gotta be ready for the grenades. Yeah, so his mashing is actually good enough that you can't really cheese him with the down throw. Yeah, so that's why you got to be really careful about your blunderbusses there. Because, like, the grenades will just eat you alive. Dash attack. Yeah. Yeah, so in an instance like that, if you have the height, just stay up here, and then, like, if he Wonder Wings high, you can drop down, and then if he Wonder Wings lower, you can drop down and do that. So if you think he's going to Wonder Wing, stay on the platform. Don't drop down. No, that was fake. No. So you had way too much invincibility, so the grenade wasn't going to hit you. And where he was doing the down smash, you could just get him attack that. Also, again, you're challenging a little bit too much, and you just keep landing on stage. Make sure you're going to ledge. So that was like free 30% for him. Also, I don't see you use ledge jump much, and ledge jump is like easily the safest, hardest thing to react to out of everything that you could possibly do. And not only that, you have access to nair too, so there's no reason not to not use ledge jump as a rule. Like the order should be this. Get up attack is used whenever you just have a guaranteed punish with that because you get back for free. You use standard get up if there's like no risk at all and you want to be right there. Ledge roll is the hard mix up if you save ledge roll as an option that you never use until you need it. Like that's basically like activating trap hole after just like having it on field for the entire game. And then ledge jump should be your most common one because when you ledge jump, you could basically like immediately air dodge. So mix-ups like that, you can throw out your attacks. You have all your aerials as a rule, which are all really good and safe. It's just that if they're constantly covering the air, then that's when you need to be a little bit careful about it. But if they throw out an aerial and then they're falling down with it, then you can just jump. And if it's not like a lingering one, like a Mario Nair or something like that, you'll get around it. So you generally move a little bit too quick. Good response there. Finally getting the timings for that. I did not think you were going to catch him. Again, he keeps doing the same thing, so you can't keep doing that with blunderbuss. Like you've given him no reason to not keep grenading, and like that's kind of like your biggest issue right now. You're doing a pretty good job at first, but you kind of lost the thunder that you're doing that in order to get around it. Again, something I forgot to say, if you pick up a grenade, remember, you can counter the grenade and just like automatically have that move out. Because counters are strong. I'm pretty sure it's pretty close in power to a smash attack when you use it. That was terrible. He doesn't know his optimal combos off of that. The orbiters take forever to recover. I mean, they'll get them back, but like they're out of play for a decent amount of time. I don't know the exact frame data though. I'd have to look that up. Oh man, he got so lucky there. Yeah, I was about to say you could just jump that in that case. That down smash is way too far away. Oh, he had really good timing on that. Remember, if he's going for the Breagle shot, you want to do crown. There we go. Yeah, unfortunately that's true. So you were just dead at that point. But yeah, as you saw, as when you were camping Banjo and you were responding properly, like with your crown and your blunderbuss, you were able to get the hits on him and you were able to stay a lot safer by you just kind of rushing and challenging him nonstop. That's what got you damage. And then especially dealing with Banjo at the ledge, you just don't know how to do it. Just remember, the most common option that he's going to go for is for a grenade. And then when you're at death percent, you need to look out for the cracked Wonder Wing. Or if you need to see if it's like Wonder Wing's like going to be kind of an optimal thing for him to do. So counter like right at ledge is one of the best things you can do. If not that, the second you see a grenade come out, just chuck a crown at him. And it should stuff out Wonder Wing before that comes out too, if your reactions are quick enough with it. So those are kind of the main things that you need to do. 10 seconds? That's a bit quicker than I thought. So yeah, that's kind of what you want to do against Banjo. Get a larger stage so you can camp him out. So that way his legs have like kind of less usage to them. You have more time to respond with yours. You have more space to control. And it becomes exponentially more annoying for Banjo to come in. And then the other thing too is just know how to deal with him at ledge. Those are kind of the two biggest things. Because if you know how to deal with like the eggs and the grenades, then after that, like if you just put Banjo with no eggs and no grenades against Rule, you know how to fight that. Like you're gonna win all your trades. You outrange Banjo greatly, and edge guarding him's pretty straightforward, except for like Wonder Wing. You just need to be ready for that mix-up. But outside of that, it wouldn't be too difficult. So yeah, definitely work on this matchup more. If you're able to play with Owl Babies, like he's doing first to 10s with everybody, I would really recommend hitting him up because he has experience against me and he has experience against Raffi. And he's a lot more optimal than this Banjo is. So he'll do things to you that you weren't ready for. But if you get to play against like a player like him, just make sure you're going to those bigger stages because I think playing on this stage really kind of screwed you over. And it'll really force you to learn how to play around those grenades better. So highly recommend doing that. Definitely get used to gut check, get used to response crown and neutral crown. Because I think if you work on that, especially if you work on neutral in this matchup, that should transfer over to your other matchups and playing safer in them. And I think that'll actually do wonders for you. Because that's kind of your biggest issue. Like you play read base, and I would say like 60% of your reads are missing. But the good thing is you play King K Rule, so he can kind of carry for you as long as you get those few hits in. But when you're playing against better players, that's just not going to happen. So you need to learn how to play safer and get guaranteed openings. So work on that, play less risky, and you're going to see a lot more reward for it because that's your issue. You're way too risky. Focus a lot more on the neutral. Focus on how to set that up with your projectiles. And then for Banjo specifically, learn how to open him up when he goes for egg, learn how to open up when he goes for grenade, and just learn how to ledge guard him when he's doing the grenade stuff because that stuff is not even remotely true against Rule. So once you get that, you should see a lot of progress in this matchup. So good stuff otherwise, and come back for the next time you get to do this.